I'm Pravaek Pradhan, rising junior, and I'm an environmental science major.
My name is Isaac Hughes, class of 2021, and I am studying environmental studies and philosophy. I'm just one of the summer farm workers. There's 5 of us. There's different levels of experience on the farm. Tina Hope is the farm manager, but she doesn't like to consider herself the boss, more of like a collaborator position. We all have pretty equal footing on the farm.
She doesn't seem like a teacher, but like a friend. If you have any question, you can just ask her. If you have any ideas, you can just tell her, and next thing you know, we'll be implementing it. This team right here, we have done a lot, especially with her leading it, directing everything. It's so good. Our mission is to feed the community here at Knox, especially the calf and the Gizmo.
We produce a lot of greens for the calf, but also a ton of squash, a ton of peppers, whatever Chef Joe wants. He talks with Tina to make sure that we're growing those items. Chef Joe's a very fun guy. He always wants to experiment with things, so sometimes we're growing really fun things. Staff has some input. If one of us really wants to grow peas, then we'll experiment with that, because part of the farm is we're producing things for the calf, and that's like the business side. It's still this educational setting.
We start by sowing seeds. We water them religiously. Once they grow, we usually directly plant them in the soil. Sometimes we transplant them. We take care of them, they grow, and then during fall and spring, a lot of students are back. And that's when we harvest a lot of food and we give it to the students to eat. A lot of fresh organic stuff is coming out from the farm, and our students can enjoy that.
We can have a lot of super local food in our calf and have people appreciate that. The other side of it is having people see the farm, volunteer at the farm, and get a deeper relationship with the food that they eat.
Everything here is mostly organic. We don't even coat the seeds with chemicals. In the soil, we don't use fertilizers. We use organic compost. We don't misuse water. We always make sure that pipes aren't leaking. The water is always turned off after use. To control bugs, we don't use pesticides.
We have organic practices at the farm, so we aren't going to be spraying them with harmful pesticides. Finding intuitive ways to limit the amount of Japanese beetles and other pests at the farm is probably one of the biggest challenges that we're always dealing with. I was always really interested in the farm. One of the first classes I took at Knox was urban agriculture. I've always loved working on farms. My dad always had raised beds of like kale and stuff, and that always really fascinated me. So I felt really natural to be working on the farm. It's work that I really enjoyed doing. I feel like it's important work.
When I was in Nepal, I used to garden a lot. This summer, I couldn't do that because I couldn't go home because of the virus. The funny thing is, I feel like I'm back home just because I'm doing so much gardening. The farm for me is more like a home right now.
I just really enjoy working at the farm. I think it's something that everybody should try at some point in their life. When you're working on the farm, it's really physical work, it's really challenging, but you can get this deep relationship with the ground that you're working with, and you can become really attentive of the little bugs that are in the soil and the health of the plants and the types of weeds that are growing, and I think everybody should have that kind of relationship with the place that they live. Working on a farm and being appreciative of where your food comes from and knowing where it comes from, and even if you're lucky, participating in where it comes from, I think that's like really the first building blocks to developing a group of people that really understand sustainability and what that means and are willing and excited to practice it.